What if I told you that building an Aptera is nothing like building any normal car? Most people think cars are built on one long line, one step at a time. But Aptera builds their vehicle across two separate lines that eventually merge together into one. The chassis and the body are built completely separately before they ever meet each other. This is not just a design quirk, it is a deliberate and brilliant engineering decision. And by the time you finish this, you will understand exactly why Aptera builds it this way. The full assembly process has 13 official steps, and each one has a very unique name. These are not random names, they actually describe what the vehicle looks like at that stage. Surfboard, skateboard, Stingray, electric eel. Each name actually tells you the story of the build, and when you hear them, you will instantly see why the team chose those exact names. So let us walk through the entire assembly line, step by step, the way the engineers do. The very first step on the chassis line is called the surfboard, and here is why. At this point, the chassis is completely flat, long and bare. Just like a surfboard, nothing has been added yet. No wheels, no motor, no battery, just a clean flat structure. But this is where the build actually begins, and things start moving fast from here on. This is also the stage where the rear motor subassembly gets installed onto the chassis. The coolant lines for the motor are put in at this exact same step as well. So very early in the process, Aptera is already thinking about thermal management and cooling. That is not something most people think about when they imagine a car being assembled. Next, the chassis gets the half shafts installed and is then prepared for suspension and wheels. The steering rod and other connecting components are also bolted in around this same stage. The frame itself comes in two parts, a top piece and a separate bottom assembly. These two pieces get screwed together to form the complete lower structural unit of the vehicle. Once the brake lines are in and the wheels are on, the name changes completely. It is no longer called a surfboard, now it becomes the skateboard, and that makes sense. It has four wheels now rolling around on the factory floor just like a skateboard. The names the Aptera team uses are not just cute, they are genuinely accurate descriptions. Think for a moment about the engineering decisions that go into the skateboard stage of the build. You are adding wheels, suspension, half shafts, brake lines, and a steering system all at once. Each of those systems has to work together perfectly the moment you first power the vehicle up. The tolerances are incredibly tight on a vehicle designed around extreme aerodynamic efficiency and lightweight. There is no room for sloppy workmanship at any stage. This vehicle punishes imprecision severely. Now here is where it starts to get interesting, because the build gets a lot more complex. Once the skateboard stage is done, the vehicle moves overhead for the next round of installation. This is where the AC lines get installed, along with the battery heater subassembly unit. The AC compressor, interestingly, is not placed up front, it lives in the rear of the vehicle. That might surprise you, but there is a very practical reason for that packaging decision. There is simply no room for it up front. Aptera's front end is incredibly tight and compact. Every millimeter of space in this vehicle is being used deliberately, nothing is wasted here. At this stage of the build, the vehicle starts to look like a hammerhead shark overhead. Wide at the back, narrow at the front, it is a very distinctive and recognizable silhouette. Now, while all of this is happening on the chassis line, something else is happening in parallel. This is what makes Aptera's assembly process unique. Two lines running at the same time. While the chassis is being built, the body, called the bank, is being built separately. The bank line starts with the body panels being bonded together in the very first step. Door latch assemblies are installed here, giving the vehicle its first real sense of structure. Then the pedal assembly goes in, along with various brackets that support the rear tail section. Metal brackets are used to hold this in place, and the fitment has to be precise. Then comes the air handler, which gets put into the body at this stage of assembly. More coolant lines are added, and the radiator subassembly is also integrated into the bank here. Everything is being designed so that when the two lines meet, all connections line up perfectly. That level of coordination requires serious planning, and the Aptera team has clearly done that work. To understand why Aptera uses two lines, you first need to understand the challenge they were solving. A vehicle like the Aptera has a body and chassis that are structurally very different from each other. The chassis needs mechanical and electrical components installed before the body ever touches it at all, and the body needs its own internal system set up before it can be bonded to the chassis. Trying to do both on the same single line would slow everything down dramatically and waste time. By splitting the build into two parallel processes, Aptera gets twice the throughput from the same floor space. This approach is not new in manufacturing. It is used in aerospace and high-end automotive production globally. But the fact that a startup like Aptera is using it shows serious manufacturing maturity from the team. Back on the chassis line, the next major stage is one of the most important of all. This is the Stingray stage, and it is where the battery pack finally gets installed. When the battery is in, it creates long cable runs that stretch from the very front to rear. These cables run along the bottom of the vehicle, creating a long tail-like shape underneath. That is exactly why this stage is called the Stingray, because it literally looks like one. A tunnel forms through the center of the vehicle as these cable runs get laid in. This tunnel is a critical structural and electrical feature of the Aptera's overall design layout. Now here is the part that really shows how well the Aptera team has planned this build. The Stingray stage on the chassis line runs in parallel with work happening on the bank line. Both lines are progressing at the same time, each building toward the moment they finally merge. This is efficient manufacturing at its finest. You are not waiting for one thing to finish. Both halves of the car are growing simultaneously, which saves a tremendous amount of production time. On the bank side, the next step after the door latches and air handler is the harness. This is the electric eel stage, and the full wire harness is installed into the body here. Think about that name for a second, electric eel, because it describes this stage perfectly. Wires running through the body in every direction, carrying electricity, just like the real thing. The wire harness is one of the most complex parts of any modern electric vehicle build. It has to route hundreds of individual connections throughout the entire body of the vehicle. Getting those connections right is incredibly important, and any mistake here creates serious problems later. The wire harness is honestly one of the most underrated and underappreciated parts of any car build. Most people never think about the harness, but it is what connects every single system together. Without a perfectly routed harness, nothing in an electric vehicle will function the way it should. Aptera's harness is especially complex because this vehicle packs enormous functionality into a very small space. Solar input, battery management, motor control, HVAC, and lighting all need to be connected through it. The electric eel stage is therefore one of the most technically demanding steps in the whole build. Aptera is currently working with a lower volume wire harness manufacturer for their early production vehicles. For higher volume production later, a larger supplier is expected to step in and take over. That kind of supply chain planning tells you Aptera is serious about scaling this vehicle up. After the electric eel stage, something incredible happens. The two parallel lines finally come together. The chassis and the body, which have been built separately, are now mated into one vehicle. This is step 5 on the overall assembly line, and it is a massive milestone in the build. The air duct at the bottom also gets connected during this same mating step of the process. The cooling system starts to fully come together here, with radiators, fans, and all lines connected. By this point in the build, the vehicle already has its motor, battery, harness, and suspension. That is a lot of complexity already packed in, and the build is not even halfway done. The cooling system in the Aptera is more complex than most people would expect for this vehicle. It is not just about keeping the motor cool. It also manages the battery pack temperature. Battery thermal management is one of the most critical factors in the lifespan of any electric vehicle. Too hot and the battery degrades fast, too cold and the range drops significantly in the winter. Aptera addresses this by installing both a battery heater and active cooling lines early in the build. The radiator subassembly is built as a unit and then mated into the vehicle at the right time. Having fans on the radiators in the rear completes a very efficient thermal loop across the vehicle. The next step is called angular fish, and this is where the front of the vehicle comes alive. The glow panels get installed here. These are the signature panels that give Aptera its unique look. The low-voltage PDU and the 12-volt battery also go in at this important stage. Era, one of Aptera's key partners, supplies several of the components that get installed right here. This is really where the front of the vehicle starts to look like a real machine. Things are taking shape quickly now, and the pace of transformation at this stage is genuinely exciting. Then comes one of the most satisfying moments in the entire Aptera assembly process, the instrument panel. The entire instrument panel goes in as one complete subassembly unit, installed all at once. That means everything, screens, controls, and structure, slides in through the side as one piece. This is incredibly smart design. It makes assembly faster and future servicing dramatically easier too. If you ever need to service the instrument panel, the whole thing can be removed very easily. It uses connectors on the back, so pulling it out does not require any major disassembly. Think about how different this is from a traditional car, where servicing the dash is a nightmare. The solar panels are also installed during this same stage, integrated directly into the vehicle structure. This is the Aptera way. Combine as many steps as possible into efficient, clean subassemblies. After the instrument panel, the team starts covering up the vehicle from the very rear first. The belly pan, the nose cone, and the front panels all begin going on at this stage. This is the moment when the Aptera starts to look like the finished vehicle people have seen online. Everything that was raw structure and exposed components is now getting neatly covered and closed up. But this stage is more than just cosmetic. This is also one of the most critical steps. This is the bring-up stage, where every system in the vehicle gets checked and verified thoroughly. The wire harness is tested, the power controllers are checked, and any last-minute issues are resolved. This is not just a quality check, it is a full bring-up of every single electrical system. Some things pass easily, some things break over time, and others need to be re-verified carefully. The Aptera team takes this step very seriously because catching problems now saves enormous time later. It is during this stage that you truly appreciate how complex this small light vehicle actually is. Once the vehicle clears the bring-up stage, attention turns to one of the most iconic parts. This is the donut stage, named after the shape of the canopy structure that gets worked on. The pre-glazing step is where the seatbelt assembly and headlamp get installed into the vehicle. This is also where the iconic front smile of the Aptera gets officially installed and set. If you have ever seen an Aptera, you know the smile. It is the signature front element. That distinct front expression is what makes this vehicle instantly recognizable from any distance or angle. Then comes the glazing of the donut, which is arguably one of the most satisfying steps visually. This is where the windshield and the windows finally get installed and bonded to the vehicle. Up until this point, the entire vehicle has had absolutely no windshield in it at all. That is a fascinating thing to picture, a mostly complete car with a completely open front. The rest of the solar panels are also installed at this glazing stage of the process. Everything gets bonded together here, creating a unified and incredibly strong canopy structure for the vehicle. One of the big challenges at this stage is making sure all the work is balanced evenly. Every station needs to have a similar amount of work so no one is sitting around waiting. That balance is something the Aptera engineering team actively works on and adjusts on a regular basis. The next step is called wobblegum, and nobody quite knows where that particular name came from exactly. One theory is that it might be a nod to Prairie Home Companion, but nobody is confirming. Imagine working 20+ hours a day on a production plan for months. Names get creative fast. At some point, the build in front of you looks like a donut and you just go. During wobblegum, the cowl and the side mirrors both get installed onto the exterior of the vehicle. Sound-deadening foam goes in at this stage, along with the footwell panels and carpet inside. These interior details might seem small, but they are what turn a chassis into an actual car. The feel and finish of the cabin starts taking shape right here during the wobblegum stage. The second to last step is called Atari Jaguar, and it is all about the interior finishing. This is where the center console gets installed, along with the door inner and outer panels. The rear view display also goes in here, not a traditional mirror, but a digital screen. Sun visors are installed, the cabin gets its final interior details, and it starts feeling complete. These finishing touches are what transform the vehicle from a mechanical project to a real product. By this point in the assembly line, the Aptera is genuinely starting to look spectacular inside. The very last official step on the assembly line is called CIA, and it is the cover-up. This is where the wheel pants go on, the seats get installed, and the front solar hood. The wheel pants are some of the most aerodynamically important components on the entire Aptera vehicle. They cover the front wheels and dramatically reduce drag, which is critical for Aptera's incredible efficiency. For the first 10 vehicles being built, the wheel pants will not have the swivel function yet. The tooling for that swivel mechanisms is expensive, and Aptera is phasing it in strategically over time. That is a smart move. Get vehicles out to customers first, then upgrade the production tooling. Once the wheel pants, seats, and solar hood are on, the CIA stage is officially done. And at that point, you have a complete Aptera. 13 steps from raw parts to finished vehicle. There is technically a 14th step, vehicle wrapping, but that is considered a post-line process. The wrap goes on after the car has already fully completed the official 13-step build process. There is another layer to this story that makes the Aptera build process even more fascinating to follow. Each Aptera prototype that has been built has been given its own unique and meaningful name. The very first one was called Mercury, a name that fits a fast aerodynamic vehicle perfectly. Mercury was also known as the 5 miles per hour guy during early testing and development. Then Mercury evolved into Hermes, continuing the theme of speed and swift, efficient messenger energy. After Hermes came Apollo, a name that carries the weight of exploration and ambitious human achievement. Apollo was the version that appeared at CES, giving the world its first proper look at Aptera. After CES, the build evolved further and was renamed Artemis, stepping into the next phase of development. And then the latest prototype was given the name Gemini, which is where things get really exciting. Gemini is not just another prototype, it is the chassis built to actual production target weight. That means Gemini represents the real thing, the weight, the specs, the actual production vehicle. Gemini has been on the track already for testing, and results have been very promising so far. It is scheduled to go back on the track for more testing runs in the near future. Every test run brings Aptera one step closer to the final fully certified production-ready vehicle. The naming progression from Mercury to Gemini is not random. It tells a real story of growth. Each name represents a real leap forward in the vehicle's engineering, weight, and overall build quality. The assembly line itself was designed by two key engineers, JC and Matt, among other contributors. Designing an assembly line like this requires an extraordinary level of detail, planning, and systems thinking. Every step has to be sequenced perfectly so that nothing blocks the steps that come after it. You cannot install the windshield before the wire harness. There is a specific reason for that. You cannot bond the body before the cooling lines are ready. The sequence is everything here. Getting that sequencing right is the single most important thing in designing an efficient assembly line. The Aptera team spent enormous amounts of time figuring this out before the first vehicle was started. One of the most talked about features of the Aptera is its integrated solar panel system. Solar is not an afterthought here. It is woven into multiple stages of the entire build process. During the anglerfish stage, part of the solar system goes in alongside the PDU and battery. Then more solar gets installed during the glazing of the donut when the canopy is being bonded. And finally, the front solar hood goes on at the very last CIA stage of the build. That means solar integration happens across at least 3 distinct stages throughout the entire assembly process. It is a deliberate, multi-stage approach that ensures the solar system is properly integrated at every level. The Aptera targets over 1,000 miles of range, and that number demands a flawless build process. Every gram of extra weight reduces range, which is why every step of this build matters deeply. Every misaligned panel increases drag, which is why the bonding and fitting steps are so critical. Every faulty connection drains efficiency, which is why the electric eel and bring-up stages exist. The assembly line is not just a logistical tool, it is directly tied to the vehicle's performance. Build it right, and you get a vehicle that can travel over 40 miles on solar alone daily. Build it wrong, and all of those efficiency numbers start falling apart before the vehicle even ships. The 13 steps are therefore not just a production sequence, they are a performance guarantee system. Every detail matters on a vehicle this light, this aerodynamic, and this focused on efficiency. One of the most charming things about the Aptera factory is the culture that lives inside it. The assembly line station names are not just clever, they come from real people working real hours. These are engineers putting in 20+ hours a day, staring at a build plan for months straight. When something starts looking like a donut, you call it a donut and everyone moves forward together. That kind of team culture is actually one of the secret ingredients behind any great engineering company. It keeps people engaged, reduces burnout, and creates a shared language that makes coordination faster and better. Even small details like leaving a colleague's name on a door show how tight this team is. This is a team that genuinely cares about what they are building and who they build alongside. As of this factory tour, the first vehicle on the line was deep into the bring-up stage. The second vehicle behind it was sitting at Station 6, progressing through its own build steps. Other vehicles further back on the line are being bonded and prepared for their next stages. Multiple Aptera vehicles are being built simultaneously right now, which is an incredible thing to see. This is no longer a one-at-a-time prototype operation. This is the beginning of real production. Seeing multiple vehicles at different stages of the line is what real manufacturing actually looks like. All the parts needed for the CIA stage, including the wheel pants, are already at the factory. That means the first vehicles are genuinely close to being fully assembled and completed right now. What started as a flat surfboard will finish as a complete, solar-powered, 3-wheeled electric vehicle. The Aptera assembly line is one of the most thoughtful and efficient manufacturing setups in the EV world. It is not the biggest factory, but it is one of the most cleverly designed ones anywhere. Every step has been designed with purpose. Nothing on this line exists by accident or oversight. The dual-line approach, the creative code names, and the sub-assemblies all point to serious engineering discipline. And the fact that real vehicles are being built right now makes all of this very real. Not renders, not concepts, not a whiteboard, actual Aptera vehicles progressing through an actual assembly line. That is something that many people thought would never happen, and yet here it is. Aptera has been through so many ups and downs over the years, and the skeptics were loud. But the assembly line is now real, the vehicles are being built, and the mission continues forward. After years of development and setbacks, Aptera is building real cars in a real factory today. The world is watching, the orders are waiting, and the assembly line is finally truly moving forward. So next time someone asks how an Aptera is built, you will know exactly what to say. It starts as a surfboard, grows into a Stingray, gets electrified like an eel, and then becomes whole. 2 lines, 13 steps, 1 team, and 1 extraordinary vehicle that the world has not seen before. The Aptera is not just a car. It is proof that engineering ambition can become a real product. 13 steps, 2 parallel lines, 1 assembly process, and 1 revolution rolling down a factory floor.